wreck of the Dawn Chaser. Vance is playing a game. His ship, the Revenge, hangs back at the very edge of visibility, a sullen, damaged ghost. He's following the letter of our agreement, nothing more. Bones has a glass trained on them every hour, reporting nothing but mundane deck activity. It's too quiet. A silent Vance is a plotting Vance. The tension on the Viper is a physical thing, thick as the tropical heat. My crew works, but their eyes constantly flick to the smudge on the horizon that is our ally. Trust is a currency we spent long ago. It was Swift Mary, her eyes as sharp as her namesake, who broke the deadlock. From the crow's nest, her call came down clear and steady. Wreck ahead, 2 points off the starboard bow, on a reef, not the galleon. A more recent victim. We altered course, Vance's ship following at a distance. What we found was a tomb, the broken-backed hull of a brigantine, painted in the garish colors favored by the pirates of Tortuga, was wedged on a jagged spine of coral. Her name, Dawn Chaser, was barely legible on the shattered stern. I knew her. Captain was a Frenchman called Lefebvre, a braggart but a decent sailor. Vanished over a year ago. A marker, Finnegan murmured, clutching his emerald. A warning left by the Guardian. Turn back. Or a signpost, I countered. There might be logs, charts, something that tells us what he found and what found him. We anchored at a safe distance. I took 2 boats mine with Bones, Mary, and 4 others. The other with a boarding party led by my bosun, a grim old salt called Grimes. The Revenge held back, but I saw a boat lower from her side. Vance wasn't joining us. He was sending scavengers to the far side of the wreck. Typical. Boarding the Dawn Chaser was like stepping into a grave. Coral had already begun its slow conquest of the wood. The deck was a macabre scene. Skeletons in faded, rotten rags lay scattered, not in battle positions, but as if they'd simply collapsed where they stood or sat. No sword cuts marred the bones. No bullet holes in the planking. They just died. Below decks was worse. The air was stale and cold. In the captain's cabin, we found Lefebvre, or what was left of him. He was slumped at his desk, a bony hand still resting on an open logbook. The last entry was a frantic, sprawling scrawl, the ink blotted and shaky. The singing, it never stops. It is in the water against the hull, in the wind and the ropes. It promises peace. It lies. The gold, it is not dead. It watches us. It knows our sins. We must throw it back. We must dash. The sentence ended in a long, desperate smear of ink. In the corner of the cabin was a small, iron-bound chest, its lock pried off with brute force. It was empty save for a single coin at the bottom. I picked it up. It was silver, but blackened as if by a fire that hadn't touched the wood around it. One side showed a cross. The other showed not a king or queen, but a stylized, twisted sun with a face contorted in a silent scream. The moment my skin touched it, a low, discordant hum vibrated up my arm and settled in the base of my skull. It wasn't a sound you heard with your ears. It was a pressure, a whisper of countless distant voices, soothing and terrible, promising an end to striving, to fear, to the endless chase. Just let go. Just sleep. Captain, Bones's voice was like a bucket of ice water. The humming stopped. I dropped the coin as if it were a live coal. It clattered back into the empty chest with a final, mocking ring. Don't touch that, I said, my own voice sounding strange to me. Don't let anyone touch it. Seal this chest. We take it with us. We found little else of value, some spoiled food, waterlogged powder, rusted weapons. But the log and the coin were a treasure of a different, darker kind. As we rowed back, I watched Vance's men on the far side of the wreck. They were hauling a larger chest into their boat, something heavy. My blood ran cold. What else had Lefebvre found? Back on the Viper, I gathered Bones, Mary, and Finnegan in my cabin, the blackened coin sealed in its chest on the table between us. The Dawn Chaser found cursed gold, I said. It didn't sink them. It sang to them, drove them mad. That's our real enemy. Not Vance, not even Thorn yet. The treasure itself. Then why are we still chasing the damn thing? Swift Mary asked, ever practical. Finnegan placed his glowing emerald on top of the iron chest. The faint, sickly hum I could still almost feel ceased immediately. The green light seemed to solidify, becoming a protective dome. Because we have the key, he said. The Guardian's Eye. The songs of the gold cannot touch the holder of the eye. The men of the Dawn Chaser, they were thieves. They took without paying the toll. Without showing respect, they had no key. For the first time, his ramblings crystallized into a terrible sense. We weren't just treasure hunters. We were grave robbers attempting to follow an ancient, insane etiquette. We had a cursed key to find a cursed treasure that murdered minds. And somewhere on the Crimson Revenge, Silas Vance now had a chest of his own, likely full of those singing, screaming coins. I wondered if he'd be smart enough not to open it. And I wondered, with a sinking feeling, what would happen if he did. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more adventures.